Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some player props I like on Prizepicks for the NBA slate on Tuesday, November the 1st. We do just have 4 games tonight, so it's a little bit of a shorter slate, but I still do have 2 picks that I want to give you guys in this video. Don't want to come on here and give out a ton of plays for a 4-game slate. Really want to try and just numb it down to the plays I feel the best about and the ones that I'm betting myself. So I'm just playing 2 picks right now. I will have a couple more picks that I will share over on Patreon. As always, if you guys do want to get more Prizepicks plays from me, I provide those on Patreon usually every day. If not, Monday through Friday. I provide NFL plays over on Patreon as well. Also give out DFS content too. We have a Discord chat you can join, all available for Patreon members. Check that out. Link down below in the description. But yeah, guys, before we get started with the breakdown, as always, if you guys enjoy these Prizepicks videos, hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, sign up, use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And at the time I'm making this video, it's about 12:45 Eastern time. We do have a taco up, so it is Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday. We do have a taco up for Steph Curry. His points prop is currently set at 23.5. I'm not going to make this like an official pick or anything, but I will be pairing this with the 2 picks I give out in this video. So if you guys want to play the taco, you can. I personally, I pretty much always play every taco unless it's one that I really don't feel that good about. So I will be playing the Steph Curry taco. I felt like there was, a better, I felt like his PRA was a better decision. I know people vote on what the taco should be in the Discord, and Curry points won. I thought it should have been PRA. I thought that was a better option, but if you want to take this with the 2 picks I give out, you can. This will be up until 2 o'clock Eastern time. So hopefully by the time I upload this video to YouTube, you'll have at least like an hour to pair these 2 plays with the taco if you want to do that. But the 2 plays I like for today, they're both going to be fantasy scores. So we're going to go to this Warriors and Heat game. Talk about Andrew Wiggins, 29.5 fantasy score. I like Andrew Wiggins to have more than 29.5 fantasy points today. Now looking at Andrew Wiggins' game log so far this season, they have played, I believe, 8 or 7 games. So the Warriors have played 7 games this season. Wiggins has gone over 29.5 fantasy points in 5 out of 7 games. The only 2 games he's not gone over this was the last 2, against Charlotte and against Detroit. Now, against Charlotte, I don't really know what happened with Wiggins. He played 41 minutes. I think that game went to overtime. Wiggins played 41 minutes and somehow only scored 26 fantasy points. He had 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. But their last game against Detroit, that was on the second night of a back-to-back, and Wiggins only played 25 minutes. I'm pretty sure he didn't play much in the fourth quarter, if at all. I think his rotation, he didn't play his normal minutes last game, just because I think they were kind of keeping it easy on him, with it being the second night of a back-to-back. But this is obviously, no back-to-back here. Last time they played was on Sunday, so he's fully rested for this game, and it's a big game against Miami. It's a game that should be close. I think it might be a national TV game. I think it's the Brooklyn-Chicago game is national TV, but Wiggins should play big minutes here. So far this season, he's been averaging about 33 minutes per game. In close games, he's been playing about 35, 36 minutes. When they did just play Miami on October 27th, Wiggins had 37 fantasy points, and he played 37 minutes in that game. Now, looking at Wiggins' production so far this season and comparing it to last season, so last season during the regular season, he averaged 0.91 fantasy points per minute, had a 22.9% usage rate. So far this season, his usage rate's actually been a little bit lower, 20.5%, but he's averaging 1.08 fantasy points per minute. We saw Wiggins really he was way more aggressive in the postseason. He really he turned a corner in the postseason. He was more aggressive. His fantasy production spiked. I know his usage rate was up in the postseason. His rebounding numbers saw a big spike as well, and he's kind of carried that over into this season. He's been rebounding really well. He's been scoring. His usage has still been solid. He's been taking plenty of shots, and we know the minutes are going to be there. Him and Steph Curry are going to lead the team, in minutes pretty much every night. We can basically pencil in Wiggins and Curry for 35, 36 minutes, pretty much every night if it's a close game. And again, against the Heat, this game should be close. We should see Wiggins play 36 minutes. He should average close to, if not more than a fantasy point per minute. I know the Heat are not the best matchup, but Wiggins just went for 37 fantasy points against them. I think he can definitely go for over 30 fantasy points again. Really just kind of banking on the minutes here. We know Wiggins is going to be out there for big minutes. He's going to average a fantasy point per minute. 29.5 fantasy points I think is definitely doable for him. So that's the first play that I like for today. And then the second play that I like to pair with that, I'm going to go to the late night game, Suns and Timberwolves. Bismack Biyombo, 21.5 fantasy score. I also like the over on this one. So Bismack Biyombo is benefiting right now without DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, I think, is ruled out for, I believe, like a couple weeks. And last game without DeAndre Ayton, we did actually see Bismack Biyombo start. Now, Bismack Biyombo has not really been in the rotation prior to last game. He had only played like their last 2 games. He played against the Pelicans. He played 23 minutes. I think that was a game where Ayton got in foul trouble, so Bismack got some more minutes. So that was the game that Ayton got injured in. And then last game against Houston, obviously Ayton did not play. Bismack started and played 22 minutes. Prior to the last 2 games, though, he was really not even in the rotation. They were using Jock Landale as the backup center. But given that they started Bismack last game, it makes me assume that he's going to be the starting center moving forward while Ayton is out. And I do have the rotation pulled up. So like I said, Bismack played 22 minutes last game, but he did get into some early foul trouble. He played about 6 minutes in the first quarter, and he picked up 2 fouls. He picked up a foul right out of the gate, supposedly, and then he got his second foul with about 6 minutes left, and then he got subbed out. He came back in with about 9 minutes left in the third quarter, played about 3 minutes before he picked up his third foul, and then he got subbed out again. So he basically only played like 10 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. Then in the second half, he played pretty much a normal stint. He played 9 minutes in the third quarter, came back in the fourth quarter, and played about 6 or 7 minutes. But he played 22 minutes last game while being in foul trouble. He was still able to go over this fantasy score line. He had 24 fantasy points. That was obviously a really good matchup against Houston. This is definitely a tougher matchup going up against Gobert and Towns. But this is also a matchup where I think Bismack is going to have to play pretty good minutes. I mean, you can't really go small against Gobert and Towns. They're going to have to put Bismack out there for 26, 28 minutes. And I think last game Bismack would have played 26, 28 minutes had he not been in foul trouble. But so far this season and looking at last season, Bismack has always been a productive player when given minutes. He's a guy that can score, he can rebound, he's a good shot blocker. I believe he did have like 4 or 5 blocks last game. But last season with the Suns, Bismack played 480 minutes in the regular season. He averaged 1.04 fantasy points per minute. So far this season, he has played 52 minutes and he's averaged 1.19 fantasy points per minute. So he should average right around, if not more than a fantasy point per minute. I think they're going to need his size in this matchup. So as long as he stays out of foul trouble, I think he's playing mid to upper 20s in minutes. He might even get like 30 minutes. They are going to play Jock Landale as kind of the backup center. I doubt they're going to play Bismack and Landale alongside each other, but in this matchup, going up against Gobert and Towns, like we could see them play 2 bigs together. We did see the Lakers start 2 bigs together when they faced Minnesota, so like there's a lot of ways for Bismack to get like 30 minutes here. They might just have to up his minutes because of the matchup. I think if he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to play more minutes regardless. And again, he's historically been a productive player when given minutes. So even if he plays like 25 minutes, he should average a fantasy point per minute and probably should finish with 24 or 25 fantasy points. So I definitely think this fantasy score line is too low. I have a feeling that if Bismack would have not gotten in foul trouble last game, he probably would have put up like 30 fantasy points and his projection would be a lot higher for today. But because he got into some foul trouble, which limited his minutes, we're also getting kind of a limited projection on him, which I think is a mistake. So 21.5 fantasy points for Bismack Biyombo. Give me the over there. These are the 2 picks I will be playing for this Tuesday night NBA slate. 4 games tonight, guys. I will have some more picks I like posted on Patreon. Don't know how many I'll be giving out just because it's a small board. We'll have to see if I can find anything else. But if I do find a couple picks, maybe 2 or 3 more picks I like, those will be posted on Patreon. You can check out the Patreon link down below in the description if that is something that does interest you. But as always, guys, best of luck on the slate. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, make sure to use promo code NOAH. When you do sign up, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But best of luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching the video. As always, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.